making a big deal out of this. Is the first interview that I've had in about a decade. And the reason that it's the first interview that I've had in about a decade is because it took so freaking long for me to get the job with the post office. It's been over 10 years. It took 8 months. It took 8 months from the interview to from interview to when I did my orientation. And just so you know, they thought they were, that interview was like a whole mess of things. It was a complete mess, and they were talking about how desperate they were and how they really needed me and everything like that. And it took them 8 months before they signed me up to do the test. And then it was 3 months after that before I actually started orientation. It was a freaking long ass time. And it might even be longer. I'd have to really go back and look like how it all worked, because I worked 2 other jobs in the process while waiting for the post office. Neither one of them I interviewed for. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's been almost 10 years. With interviews and stuff like that, and I have to admit, this is like the first time that I'm actually nervous. I know that they saw something on my resume to give me the call in. I know that before I do the interview, they're already willing to hire me. Because why would they waste time to interview me if they weren't willing to hire me? And everybody freaking thinks people want to interview. The truth of the matter is that being a person who's interviewed people, I don't want to interview. I want the first candidate to be the best candidate. One of the reasons why I reject almost every single resume, and only pick out the ones that were the best. And then the only reason I'm doing an interview is to make sure that they should be different, and I've been treating it that way since the beginning. The first ones you call are the first ones that are at the top of your list, the ones that hit almost every single qualification. If you have to interview multiple candidates, you don't want that person. And the interview went poorly. I have people telling me, like, going, people don't offer you the job on the spot. No, I have not had a job. I've not gone to an interview yet that hasn't offered me the job on the spot. And when could you start is the question that they always ask. Post office on bad terms, but I'm leaving the office that I currently work at on okay terms. They don't like this, and I think in some respects they don't understand this. They don't understand why I freaking have given up, which makes me crazy because like of what they've been doing. It's like, oh, side note, you're doing a great job here, but you're still worthless. And don't you want to do this forever? I'm not giving up. I'm surrendering. I have no more fight in me as far as the post office is concerned. I can't do it anymore. I can't fake. I can't fake it. I've been faking it for 8 years, and the fact that they just told me that I'm not even worth faking it anymore, you know, that's because that's what they were paying me for. They weren't paying me to do a good job. They couldn't afford that. They could afford me pretending I'm doing a good job. Me pretending that I care. The truth is, I don't care. I don't care about any customer. I don't care about any of it. People take that helpful nature that I have to mean that I care, and it's like, I don't care. I really don't. I will leave this job and not look twice. I'm not going to regret leaving this job for one freaking second. When I tell you that the only thing I like about going to my job every morning is this, making these videos, that's it. And this isn't a joke. This is like, it seems like it's a joke that, like, how can the only thing you like is make these morning commute videos? That's the only thing that I like. I don't like the fact that it's costing me a lot in gas. I don't like the fact that, you know, I have to deal with this morning traffic because I have to leave later. I would rather leave earlier and get a jump on this traffic. It's a disaster. It's an absolute 100% disaster. And I have nothing to like about doing this job. In fact, giving up the morning commute is kind of like really sad, but who knows, if I do get the job that I'm applying for, if I do get it, I'm taking it, and it's walking distance from my house, and I might do morning walk, so who knows. I might get one of those things where I strap it on, or I strap the phone on me, strap it on me and I go for a jog every morning. I don't know. I haven't, to make up for the half hour that I'm missing of doing this. I actually definitely need to get in shape. It might be the fact that I quit smoking. It might be the fact that this job just basically has broken me down so much that I really not exercising anymore. It's definitely, my diet sucks. My diet is just absolutely god awful because I'm not eating proper food. Sometimes I'm not getting my full nutrition, and a lot of cheap food have a lot of sugar in it, a lot of palm oil in it, and it really does suck. And the amount of plastic that they put on, even fresh vegetables and fruits is just absolutely just awful. I can't even tell you, we are becoming a society that's actually eating our plastic. We might become the enzyme that eats plastic. I'm at that point where, global warming or climate change or whatever the fuck they want to call it is here, and it's not going away. We are already pushing the threshold of 2 degrees. Once we pass the 2 degrees, there's no turning back. The ice shelves are freaking melting, and the water levels are going to be rising. And it's not like, in a day. It's going to happen. And everything that we know is going to change. Post office is that it's going to happen a lot more rapid, and I don't want to be there for it. Before they actually told me that I lost my seniority and that I probably will never become a regular, before they did that maneuver, I was thinking, like, if I became a regular soon at the post office, if I went career, because I'm not career, if I went career at the post office, so I'm now career, I probably only have about 2 years. first thing they're going to do is consolidate all the routes into one, major, one big building, probably a building owned by the post office. And they're just going to eat up all the towns, and no town is going to have a regular post office anymore. It'll probably end up becoming just a mailbox. And they're going to ask the carriers to basically be mobile post offices. And technically we're supposed to be that. Technically we're supposed to help out the people who can't, with stamps and things like that. That's actually was supposed to be part of my job, which it isn't. And I'm kind of happy it isn't. Kind of happy that all that burden falls onto the clerks. But yeah, the clerks will all be gone. The routes will be overloaded. The trucks that they're creating, or that they're bringing in, are smaller, room-wise. So, like all the packages that we're delivering, we might have to do 2 trips or have 2 trucks doing the route. One for most of the package deliveries, and the other one to actually deliver the mail plus packages. And it's going to be a complete and total disaster. They've already tested it out in, I believe, Maryland, and it did not go well. They're touting it as a big success because they're forcing it. But the one thing that I can't stress enough about how the post office is running, as bad as it is, as bad as the public knows, as awful as everything that DeJoy has done, the arrestable offenses, the fines that he should be paying, all that stuff that he's done, that's just what you know. When you really look at what's going on, it's a lot worse. They're cooking the books. If they can get away with it, they will get away with it. Reporting any problems to district and going up the chain of the ladder, as opposed to dealing with the postmasters who will basically cover it up. It'll get covered up, and if they can't cover it up, they'll blame the carrier, even if it's not the carrier's fault. They'll blame the carrier, they'll blame the clerk. And a lot of the problems that I deal with are not my fault. I take them because I'm a responsible freaking person. And they're still trying to figure out, with like all the problems that my route has, all the problems that I cause on my route, why my route's doing so well. They can't figure that out. They really can't figure it out. And it's that simple, is that when somebody else does my route, they fuck it up. And all I'm doing is clean up. But instead of saying like, oh, it must have been that person, they must have done that. I make mistakes, and I'm not even going to say that I don't make any mistakes, because I do make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm a freaking human being. But I own them, and I'll own the mistakes of other people who do the route, because it's my route. And I will talk to the person in as nice of a voice as I can, telling them like, oh yeah, just so you know, this is like this. This person hates when you do that. They like to get their mail with their package, or they like you to put the mail in the mailbox and deliver the package, all packages to the door, even ones that fit in the mailbox. Otherwise they complain. The one thing I won't miss is other drivers. The most dangerous thing that happens to me as A mail carrier is when my vehicle's moving and somebody comes flying past me into the other lane, into oncoming traffic. And I am not on any road that goes over 35 miles an hour. My entire route. Not a single road goes over 35 miles an hour. And I have people flying past me right into oncoming traffic. It's all one lane. In order to get past me, they have to go into the other lane, usually crossing the double yellow. And just so you know, my flashing lights are a hazard. I'm the hazard. You have to use caution. Be aware of your surroundings. Because one of these days, I mean, I did get T-boned. But one of these days, there's going to be a head-on collision, and I'm probably going to get caught into it. And here I am saying one of these days, this might be my last freaking day. I don't think it's going to happen one of these days. One of these days, it's going to, if it hasn't already happened within the post office, it's going to happen. And you know who's going to get blamed? The carrier. The carrier's going to take all the blame for it. I had somebody when I was making a left-hand turn, basically T-bone me. Literally flying out of nowhere. Nearly sent their car through my truck. And I just like, they blame me for it. I had to take 3 weeks off. I had to get retrained. Because of it. Post office can suck a fucking egg. That 3 weeks killed me. I still to this day, have not recovered from that 3-week vacation that they gave me. Unpaid vacation that they gave me. And they know it. They know it. They know how much I've been hurt the entire time. And it didn't help with my 50th birthday. It did not help at all. I should have used that money. I mean, I definitely thought that I was going to make out better. I thought people were going to pay me. Who were already going to be showing up. Cancellations. And nobody paid me. Because they didn't go, so why should they pay? Not a single person paid me for my birthday. So I ate that. I ate it all. It is one of the reasons why I am a streamer. So, and I absolutely adore that. And I enjoy making streams, making videos, and even talking about this stuff. This is a pleasure to me. I know it doesn't seem like it. I know I'm a downer half the time, especially in the morning commute, and how much I rant about the post office and how bad it is, because it's bad. But I think some people take it as a reflection on how I feel about streaming. it's not. Yeah. Yeah. I've had times when it's been so bad that I didn't want to like put my voice out there, and I have done silent streams. Because I'm listening to my own music. I am, in my own head. And as much, I have to admit, the music that I have in my videos, that underlying music, especially for the art, I think is awesome. It's absolutely incredible. It works very well for what I'm doing, and it does what it's supposed to do. But I have a familiarity with certain songs and certain music that I wish I could share that with people. One of the things that I saw in YouTube videos for a long time. In fact, the thing is about art, the art side of it, is I didn't think art was a big deal. I thought it was really rare for somebody to do an art stream. And yeah, it's definitely not as popular as some. I can name 15 games that are more popular than art stream. Just games alone, not playing games. Twitch is mainly gameplay, so it's like 99% freaking gameplay. I play games on Twitch, so I'm one of the game players. Art streams, I didn't even think. I thought I saw a few, and I was always enamored by them, but I didn't think that it was a big deal. And I'm an art streamer. I'm not even going to say I'm a variety streamer. I'm an art streamer. But when I started, I didn't even think that was a thing, and I didn't digitally draw at the time, so I have no idea. I used Photoshop to manipulate pictures. That's it. I actually thought I was going to be using Photoshop to cut and paste, funny sayings for my t-shirts, for my character. That's it. I also thought I was going to be a platypus, so. when I started, making videos, Nux did his parody of the Hamilton thing. Iron Mouse is the reason why I even started thinking about doing. I was going to do just covers, but I never really thought of myself as a professional singer. I love singing. I love music. That I don't know if that comes across at all. I'm a music geek. And music geek, sci-fi nerd, all that stuff. I'm all of it. But I never ever would have imagined that I would have brought my art and my ability to draw digitally and to do streams about it. In fact, one of the artists who I no longer follow, which is, like I said, part of the the sad thing about what happened with me getting suspended, and the fact that there was zero support. The one of those artists that I originally followed, she was doing that. And I thought it was magical. It was so amazing. Yep, you do. I can't even express it. It was so absolutely amazing to me. Like watching, and yeah, they used a template which kind of like defeats the purpose. And I don't. If you've ever watched any of my art streams, you'll see that I do everything completely off the cuff and completely freehand. I do symmetry work where I'll copy one side and flip it and put it on the other side so that they actually, things are equal. I finally did that with the cues, which has actually been very helpful, especially when doing the flips of designs. Something that I meant to do for a while. But yeah, when I first saw it, holy cow! I watched the line go in. She didn't like it, and she erased it, and she put another line in. She finally got the line that she liked. She just kept moving down, making the picture come to life, and it was absolutely amazing to me. I could do shadowing and things like that. I have it, and I should. I mean, it's definitely something to put in. It's definitely something easy to do. I don't like doing it, which is probably one of the reasons why. If you watch the Isekai stream, the Isekai Daki stream, you'll see that I put the comparison of what I originally did as far as the giraffe patterns to where I was, to what it became, and they are starkly different. One was an over 9 hour, maybe it was 10 hour. I don't know. It was a long time. Took me a lot of effort, and I was kind of in like a zone, and I was kind of just like doing all these little patterns and everything like that, and it was very detailed, and but it didn't look right, and I was like almost hurting myself over the fact that it just did not look right. I came back and I redid it, and it took me 3 hours, and most of the 3 hours was cleaning up the mess from before. Drawing the pattern, I did that lickety split. I probably did that all in under an hour. did do some while I was cleaning up, so I can't really say that it probably took an hour. Maybe it took 2 hours. But yeah, the cleanup took a long time. I wouldn't doubt that the cleanup took me 2 hours. The 3 hour thing. But my God, what a difference! I think it looks so much better. Looks a lot more playful, and it was really the direction that I wanted to go in with it originally. And when you look back at the original one, you can see that I started thinking about doing it like that, with one tail, and then I just kind of got lost in it. Kind of really just got lost in that whole pattern. And I could do those things, and those things do take time, but and they do look great on like armor or um, a weapon, doing patterns like that, and I think I termed it as labyrinth creation, and um, it is an amazing way to do things, and I could easily do that on like any surface, and here I said easily. Like I said, it's very time consuming. It eats up a lot of effort, especially when you're dealing with a contrast of two different colors that are supposed to be similar, and you have to really make it work. I'm gonna go in. This could be my last day. Probably isn't. Tomorrow will probably be, if I do get the job, tomorrow will probably be my last day, so I can say goodbye. But and to allow them, an opportunity to bring somebody else in. It's mid-pay, so it's fine. So there'll be one last check, and that's it. I have an allotment that I have to, figure out what I'm going to be doing with and settling. But other than that, this is it. This is definitely it. And I will decide whether I'm going to put these clothes on for the interview or not. But they said come as you are, which is inviting and scary at the same time. Hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're having a wonderful time doing it and taking care of yourself. I would love it if you made a comment below, and that would be like absolutely, that would mean the world to me. And if you don't know what to say, just write cool beans. That's it. Or not so cool beans. Whatever you want to write, it doesn't matter. It just means that you made it all the way to this far. And as always, cool beans. All right, take care.